Good morning, and thanks for joining us on News 3 Now this Sunday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, you just mentioned some wintry weather. What are we seeing in our area?
Yeah, well, as of right now, we're not seeing too much, just some flurries, but as we can see into the northern areas of Wisconsin, we have a winter weather advisory and winter storm warnings for the North Woods and the northern areas of Wisconsin as we're waking up this morning. And why we're seeing that is, again, we are looking at some pretty heavy bands of snow into the far northern areas of Wisconsin. But as we get into about the midsection, central areas, or even to the south, we are just looking at some light snowfall, and some flurries for the areas we're waking up this morning. So not a whole lot of activity for us here in Madison area, but as we can see into the northern areas of Madison, that's where we're going to be looking at that snowfall. But as we continue throughout the rest of this morning, that's where we're going to start to see more developments of some mixtures starting to pull in, especially as we get into about the mid-morning hour. Then as we get into the early afternoon, that's where we're looking for the warmer air to come in, looking at that transition for that wintry mix into some rainfall continuing in throughout the early afternoon hours. And as we get into our evening side, that's where we're going to look for it to start to die down just a bit. It's one thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on throughout the next few hours, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. 4 days after the deadly Michigan high school shooting, the parents of the shooting suspect are now in custody. James and Jennifer Crumbly were arrested early Saturday morning following an hours-long manhunt after they failed to turn themselves in on Friday. Both are pleading not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The Saturday morning arraignment happening hours after manhunt for the Crumbleys finally came to an end. As seen in this exclusive video, police tracking the couple down overnight and arresting them in a Detroit building. The Oakland County prosecutor says the couple is criminally negligent.
It has affected the entire community, and these 2 individuals could have stopped it, and they had every reason to know that he was dangerous, and they gave him a weapon, and they didn't secure it, and they allowed him free access to it.
An Oakland County judge set bond for the Crumbly parents at $500,000 each. If James and Jennifer Crumbly manage to post bond, they must follow several conditions, including turning over all weapons and wearing a GPS tether. After suspending him earlier in the week, CNN now says it has fired anchor Chris Cuomo. The network is investigating his conduct after details emerged about how he assisted his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, as the politician faced sexual harassment allegations. CNN hired a law firm for their review, which recommended firing Cuomo. Today, he issued a statement on Twitter calling the decision disappointing. As tensions between the U.S. and Russia rise, President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin will speak in a video call Tuesday. Recently, the U.S. has warned Russia of severe consequences if it attempts further military aggression against Ukraine. Russian troops have been building up on the Ukrainian border, as seen as a sign of a potential invasion. Meanwhile, Putin will reportedly express his opposition of Ukraine being admitted to the NATO military alliance. The last known call between the leaders was in July. And we now know how some of the money from the $1 trillion infrastructure bill will be used in Wisconsin. The EPA says $143 million is coming to the state for water projects in 2022. The money will go toward upgrading water infrastructure and address challenges like lead in drinking water, as well as other environmental issues that affect underserved communities. In Hawaii, the city of Honolulu has been forced to shut down its largest water source in Oahu due to contamination from a Navy well. Petroleum chemicals were detected in the drinking water supply for the joint Pearl Harbor Hickam Air Force Base, which was shut down last weekend. Now there's concern the contamination could have spread to the Hollow Shaft, the largest source of portable water on the island of Oahu. The Hawaii congressional delegation is demanding that the Navy immediately identify, isolate, and fix the problem. If the Navy does not act fast enough, the U.S. representatives will urge the governor to formally request assistance from the Biden administration. The Navy is finding temporary lodging for service members and dependents, as well as civilians living in base housing affected by the tainted water. There's no timetable yet on how long it'll take to fix the safety issue with the island's drinking water. Ahead of the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack, remaining World War II veterans have flown out to Hawaii to see that memorial. Joy Benedict has the story.
The toll of the bell reminds us of the reverence we owe.
It was a heartfelt moment etched in patriotism. As this airport's baggage claim transformed into a stage of honor for 7 World War II veterans about to cross the Pacific and remember those who never made it home.
Means so much especially at the last years of my life. It's just so important.
Bryce Jordan was a pilot in the U.S. Army Air Corps. At 97, he is one of dozens of World War II veterans making the trip to Hawaii this weekend for the 80th remembrance ceremony of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
My wife's cousin was on the Arizona, so he's on that plaque on the ship.
A sacrifice that isn't lost on these veterans, for service was all they knew. And as the members of the greatest generation get smaller in number every year, these men hope their stories will be retold so that younger Americans never forget.
I don't think they're educated in it, is what part of the problem is. A lot of them don't know what led up to World War II and why we were in the war.
Most of them haven't had to serve anything, and I always thought that was one of the best things that happened to me.
These veterans will spend 4 nights and 5 days there on Oahu, not only going to that ceremony on Tuesday, but seeing the sights. They will return here to the John Wayne Airport in Orange County on Wednesday night.
The 80th anniversary is amazing to me.
One more memory, one more moment for a generation that won the war and changed the world, but is losing to time.
Called it the greatest generation. We went from knowing nothing to knowing so much.
Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.
Still ahead, the Parker Arts Academy is preparing for a Christmas classic. Our Michael Bruno heads backstage to give us a peek behind the scenes. And here's a live look outside. Jillian is tracking your Sunday morning forecast next.
Hey, Lexus, play holiday music.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Have a happy and safe holiday season from Lexus.
We protect more than the car you drive. We protect the dreams that drive you. The It's Not Where We Visit, but Who We Visit policy from American Family Insurance.
End of the road trip.
Protect yourself on the road with a travel peace of mind package, included when you enroll in the Know Your Drive program. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
The holiday season is a reminder
to give, to not be selfish,
and to not hate your sister, to respect other people,
to be good and to do good,
to spend time with your family,
to eat your vegetables,
to count your blessings, to cherish and love.
I couldn't have said it any better. I'm attorney David Gruber. From all of us at Gruber Law Offices, happy holidays, Wisconsin.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call now or go online for your free information kit from Physicians Mutual.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, all troubles will be miles away. And have yourself a merry little.
Celebrate the season together with a holiday gift from Pandora Jewelry.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Have a happy and safe holiday season from Lexus.
Welcome back. We're going to get right into things this morning as we have a winter weather advisory and a winter storm warning in effect for areas into northern Wisconsin for us this morning because of these heavy bands of snow from the system that is really impacting the Wisconsin area and the upper Midwest. As we can see, that heavy burst snow is over into the northern areas, impacting from Eau Claire even into the Green Bay area. But for us, how is this impacting in southern Wisconsin area? Well, as of right now, we are just looking at some light snowfall just about north of Madison, south of the Dells. But as we can see, some flurries are still popping up on our radar as we are waking up this morning. But as we take a look, the system that we've been seeing that is starting to sweep and cross the upper Midwest still has brought in quite a bit of moisture, but it's mainly going to be in northern storm as it has set up from that shortwave trough. It's really making up that snowfall into the northern areas for us. We're not going to be looking at that heavy band to really hit into the southern areas for us, but we're still going to be looking at some mixtures getting into the later part of this morning. Around mid-morning is where we're going to really start to see a bit of that light snowfall flurry and that mixture of some sleet and rainfall. It's starting to impact us as we get into the later part of our morning, going into the afternoon. So that's where we're going to be anticipating some more of that messier commute for us, especially as we're driving around. Winds are going to be breezy throughout the course of the day. We're looking for it to start to die down just a bit into the later part of our afternoon, but start to ramp back up again as we get into tonight. Even though it's going to be on the quieter side, we are looking for some pretty gusting winds as we get into the later part of this night. Now, however, in terms of snowfall, we're not going to be looking at much for us here in Madison. However, some areas could be seeing some decent, or I couldn't even call it decent, but at least a layer of some fresh snowfall, especially over towards the Juneau area. But mainly the snow is going to be in the north, not even really into central Wisconsin for us. But as we take a look, as we're waking up this morning, we still have plenty of cloud cover to wake up to as of right now. 32 degrees, but as I mentioned, it's already on the breezier side as we're looking at the east-southeastern winds at 14 miles per hour already to kick things off for us. And winds are into those teens throughout southern Wisconsin, as we can see, which is bringing in our wind chills to really start to make a factor as we are looking at frigid temperatures as we're waking up as of right now. 22 degrees in Madison, 19 degrees in the Dells, with 23 degrees for Platteville. And then we can see throughout the course of the day, it's not just the sustained winds we're going to have to worry about, but the gusting winds. We're looking at gusts into those 20s and even the 30s. It's going to die down as we get into the early part of our afternoon, but going into tonight, once again, we're going to be looking at some gusts between 30, even 40 miles per hour. But one thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is going to not just be for today. The temperatures are really going to take a nosedive as we head into Tuesday. Start to slightly improve as we get into the later part or mid part of the week, but we're still looking at some conditions where we're going to be looking more like December. Some light snowfall, some flurries as well. So we're going to be feeling a lot more like December for this week, McKenna. It's one thing that I guess I'm a little excited for. We've talked about it before. We kind of want some more snowfall here in Madison.
I know. I'm realizing now as we're looking kind of in those northern counties that are getting it, I'm getting a little bit jealous this morning. I mean, they're waking up on the Sunday morning where you're like normal people when you're not working. You get to have a slow morning, drink that hot chocolate we're talking about.
Absolutely. Maybe get a fire going.
Oh, so cozy. Now we just need some snow.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Jillian. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like a white Christmas in Janesville, at least inside Parker High School. The Parker Arts Academy is staging the Irving Berlin's Classic this weekend and next. Our Michael Bruno goes backstage to check out White Christmas.
How many costumes did you have to prepare for the show?
Honestly, I think we have a few hundred. We have kids that are in so many dances that they have a costume for each dance. They have different roles that they're sharing. So between all of that, at this point, we've run out of racks. We don't have enough, so we are doing our best with quick changes. We're using laundry baskets this show. We've run out of racks.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
And now you only had to do that for the regular cast. You have your leading lady is triple cast with 3 different girls.
Yes.
And other cast members are double cast. So you have to build costumes or find costumes for each individual actress and multiple scenes that they're in because you don't share the costumes, right?
Yes, no, we don't share the costumes, but sometimes we buy multiples of the same dress. And other times, if each of them are in the ensemble, I make sure that they each have a unique ensemble dress that they can also wear for their main character, which is a really slick way to do it. So that's been kind of fun for me. This time we're doing it a little bit differently. So my color palette, I hope that they look like a set of vintage ornaments on stage. When you see them, that's what I'm hoping for. Just magical, and there's a lot of red and green.
Oh, Christmas colors?
Yeah, Christmas colors, you have to do it.
You do all this by yourself. You're like a one-person steamroller to do all these costumes. It's astonishing to me.
Yes, it's hard. I don't wish it on anyone. Just kidding. It's I've gotten quite in the hang of it, but it's just much easier. I also work during the day, so sometimes it's just easier for me to come in during my hours and work. So now that we have a system, it's worked quite well. I think I've been here 6 years. But it all blends together. So I couldn't tell you how long, but I have an absolute ball. I absolutely love it.
Our days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be what do I care if icicles torn? I've got my love to keep me warm.
We started quite a few months ago, and much of it is if I'm building something, I sketch and draw, and if we're buying things, I basically make sort of a vision board, or I will send links to Mrs. Knudsen and Jim Tropp, and we all keep a very open conversation about what we're thinking about and what we'd like to do with the show. They've been so lovely. They tend to trust me. I don't know if that's good or bad.
White Christmas is at Janesville Parker High School and runs through next Sunday. For tickets, go to parkerarts.com/tickets. Still ahead, Chris and Leah sit down with Dr. Rupa Shah to discuss common cold remedies. The morning's top stories are just ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
Join us December 10th for Geo's Garden Holiday Party.
Make this holiday season special when you use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, rewards like fuel points, and weekly deals. So you can get exactly what you want at prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's Humane Holidays at Mounds. During December, purchase items off of the Humane Holidays wish lists to support Rock County's Friends of Noah Cafe program and the Dane County Humane Society.
The Cafe program provides free dog and cat food to local families who can't afford to feed their own pets.
Humane Holidays not only provides Dane County Humane Society with vital wish list items, it truly makes the shelter feel more like home for the holidays.
Support Humane Holidays at Mounds because everyone deserves a great holiday.
That's not bacon, it's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
Sometimes family is the one you make. Where there's love, there's family. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the GEICO Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
GEICO. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And as we are continuing to track what we are seeing on our radar as of right now, here's what we're looking at. We're still looking at some light snowfall just near the Dells area, excuse me. But as we can see, still some light flurries are into southern Wisconsin for us. All the heavier bands are into the north as we're waking up this morning. But we are still going to be dealing with that cloud cover to be sticking around. And then the mixture will be coming into about mid-morning for us. We're going to be seeing those temperatures really start to rise into about those middle and upper 30s, bringing in that mixture for us as we continue throughout the rest of our mid-morning into our early afternoon. Then we're looking to quiet out as we get into the back end of the afternoon hours, but temperatures are still going to be hanging into those 30s, and those clouds will be going nowhere for us. Now, as we take a look in terms of what we're going to be seeing, not a whole lot in terms of accumulations, especially here in southern Wisconsin, because this concentration of the snow is definitely going to be into the north. We're going to keep you up to date with this over the next 30 minutes or so. Until then, just take it back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Well, when it comes to the winter season, colds are common, but can be treatable. During this week's Health Spot with Dr. Shaw, Chris and Leah discuss ways you can manage the stuffed nose and headache.
Dr. Shaw, we are talking all about cold and flu season and the best ways to prevent it this year. Do you have some tips for us?
Yeah, so, I mean, as usual, we always recommend the flu shot, so definitely get your annual flu shot. Besides that, it's always the simple things I recommend. Make sure that you get plenty of sleep. When we sleep, our immune systems function the best. Make sure you get some exercise, fresh air if you can, and just eating healthy, right? Beyond that, people always ask about supplements, and there's a few that can be helpful. Vitamin C has been shown to help boost immune function. It can be found, in citrus foods, vegetables, so that's a good way to incorporate that into the diet. Vitamin D is also really important in the wintertime and can help improve our immune function. So if you're not getting enough vitamin D, now is a good time to start thinking about getting a supplement in. I just started mine.
Smart.
So when we do get sick, which is pretty much bound to happen for most folks, what can we do to feel better?
Yeah, so usually when we're talking about viruses, antibiotics are not going to be useful. So it's going to be what we call symptomatic supportive care. Getting plenty of sleep, rest, using a humidifier if you're congested, using over-the-counter vapor rubs. There are a lot of over-the-counter cough and flu medicines, and those are fine to try. Just be careful. If you're diabetic, you don't want to use any that have a high sugar content.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And then if you have high blood pressure, you don't want to be using some that have pseudoephedrine or other products. So check with your doctor before you use products like that. But it's kind of getting through the next 7 to 10 days of your cold. And if you're not getting better, then to see your doctor.
We always hear that sleep and fluids are really important. That's true, I imagine?
Yeah, hydration for sure. Yep. And then getting your electrolytes. So sometimes Gatorade, Pedialyte can be really useful too.
All right. If viewers have any additional questions or they want to know how to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
They can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shaw.
Dr. Shaw, thanks so much.
Thank you.
There's a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 this Sunday morning. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories, including the latest on the OMICRON variant being found in Wisconsin. We'll be right back.
Your place, your club,
your gateway to experience the best the city has to offer. Are you ready to experience life at the Madison Club? Join now for only $100 a month. Call or visit MadisonClub.org to join today.
From your fingertips to your lips, get Culligan drinking water. With connected technology smart AquaCentral drinking water systems, know your filtered contaminants and water usage. It even contacts your local dealer when the filters need changing. Contact Culligan Water, the local water experts.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, all troubles will be miles away. And have yourself a merry little...
Celebrate the season together with a holiday gift from Pandora Jewelry.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
If a nurse is what you want to be, let Herzing University make it possible in lots of different ways. Whether you're planning to become a nurse for the first time or take your nursing career to the next level, Herzing offers learning options and a choice of nursing pathways, all with personal care and support. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Be exactly the nurse you want to be.
I'm possible at Herzing. I'm possible at Herzing.
I'm possible at Herzing.
I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Your place, your club, your gateway to experience the best the city has to offer. Are you ready to experience life at the Madison Club? Join now for only $100 a month. Call or visit MadisonClub.org to join today.
Want to know what the day's weather will be like where you live? Well, that's easy. Just ask me. Here's how. Record a short video on your phone. State your name, where you're from, and simply say,
I'm Sam from Madison. Hey, Chris, plan my day.
Then send it to me by email, and I'll give you a personal forecast right here on News 3 Now this morning. This is your chance to be on TV. So just send me a video and say,
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, plan our day.
Plan your day with Chris, only on News 3 Now this morning.
Right now, the Omicron variant has been found in Wisconsin. Details on that positive case. Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Happy Sunday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and send it right over to Julian for a look at our forecast.
Well, we're still tracking some of that light snowfall near the Dells as of right now, but we are still not seeing a whole lot in terms of flurries around the Madison area. Just some areas about to the west near Lone Rock as of right now is where we're really seeing any kind of light flurries for us. But right now, we're on the quiet end, but it's definitely onto the cloudy and windy side. Current conditions right now, 32 degrees. We have that overcast we're waking up to, but as I mentioned, we are looking for some breezy conditions as we're waking up this morning. 14 miles per hour winds being sustained as of right now here in Madison, with 12 miles per hour winds in Lone Rock. But we can see over for Platteville as of right now, really breezy conditions, 21 miles per hour winds being sustained, and we are looking at that wind chill to really start to factor in as well. We're 32 degrees here in Madison, but it feels like 22. That's where we're going to be seeing lots of that wind chill really start to factor in throughout much of our forecast as we get into the rest of our Sunday. In terms of gusts, we are going to be seeing winds hitting around 30 miles per hour here in Madison and towards Mineral Point. So expect some gusty conditions for us, starting to die down as we get into the later part of this afternoon, but even to this evening once again. And for tonight, we're looking at winds to be even looking at gusts around 40 miles per hour. So as you're planning out the day, just know it's going to be on the cloudier side. We're going to be seeing that wintry mix rolling into our late morning into our afternoon, and on top of it, it's going to be windy. We'll talk more about this in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Wisconsin DHS says the Omicron variant has been detected here in Wisconsin. The infected person is an adult male and is a Milwaukee County resident who recently returned from a trip in South Africa. They were fully vaccinated and had received a booster dose. The person reported mild symptoms and did not need to go to the hospital. Friday, it was reported a dozen people visiting Milwaukee County last weekend tested positive for COVID-19, 5 of them with the Omicron variant. Now, this case is not related to that outbreak. Scientific advisors to the UK government are warning the Omicron variant could lead to a, quote, very large wave of infections. They found that more than half of 22 confirmed cases were in patients who had gotten at least 2 vaccine doses. However, none of the UK's Omicron cases have led to hospitalization or death.
So I think we just have to wait, stay calm, observe, and look at particularly the ability of vaccinees' blood or serum to block infection by this new Omicron strain. And that's coming in a week or 2.
Vaccine makers are racing to tweak their formulas. The man behind the Pfizer vaccine says it won't be quick enough to prevent an Omicron surge. Gilead, the maker of remdesivir, the first antiviral approved to treat COVID-19, is announcing a safety recall. In a statement Friday, the company reports that 2 lots of its COVID-19 drug may be contaminated with glass particles. While there have been no adverse events reported, in theory, the particles could block blood vessels, causing stroke and even death. Gilead is notifying distributors and customers about the problem. The infused antiviral treatment can only be administered in a controlled healthcare setting like a hospital and is sold under the brand name Velcuri and was approved by the FDA for treating hospitalized COVID-19 patients 12 years and older. The White House expects nearly 1 million school-aged children to get a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of Wednesday. A Biden administration official says approximately 900,000 children ages 5 through 11 will likely receive their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. The White House official noted about 700,000 appointments have been made at pharmacies for upcoming days, and about 20,000 vaccination sites for children are already up and running. The administration says it is working with pediatricians, pharmacies, children's hospitals, and other health providers to expand its vaccination program. But in communities where access to proper health care is already a challenge, the COVID-19 pandemic is putting an added strain on their hospitals. At Reedsburg Medical Center in Sauk County, more patients are being admitted with COVID-19 than any other diagnosis. Dale Molina spoke to officials at that hospital and shares what they say they're doing to keep up.
Staff at Reedsburg Medical Center in Sauk County say they're looking after familiar faces.
We're taking care of our friends and neighbors here in rural communities, people that we see out in the grocery store.
A relationship that makes it especially hard to deliver bad news.
It's very difficult to know that maybe we want to get this patient somewhere else to get a surgery that we can't provide here or a specialist that we can't provide, but that isn't necessarily always a possibility right now.
With 97% of ICU beds in Wisconsin in use, Reedsburg staff are working overtime to get their patients the care they need.
On some days we make 30, 40, maybe even 50, 60 phone calls. We're calling into Iowa. We're calling to Minneapolis. We transferred a patient a few weeks back down to Rockford, Illinois.
But as COVID-related hospitalizations continue to rise, waiting for a transfer spot may take a while.
In the past, 2 years ago, it was unlikely for us to keep an intubated patient in our facility. Now this is a common occurrence for us.
To fill the gap, Reedsburg medical staff say they're stepping up and learning a lot.
We're having to ask a number of questions. We're having to reach out to other physicians, other experts in the field to get the best advice because, you know, there are things that we are not equipped or trained to do.
In a county where 43% of the population is unvaccinated, hospital staff say they'll hang on as long as they need to.
We'll hang on as long as we need to for our community. That's the pledge that we have, but it definitely is going to be difficult.
In Reedsburg, Dahlin Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
Reedsburg medical staff say the best you can do, in addition to getting vaccinated, is to stay on top of your primary care. This will mean keeping your regular doctor's appointments, which will in turn keep you out of the hospital and lighten their patient load. Still ahead, looking for some crafty Christmas gifts this year? We've got details on how to find some here in Madison.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch today and get $100.
Did you know some deodorants may not last all day? Secret works immediately and is designed to last for up to 48 hours. With Secret, keep it fresh. Available in over 10 amazing scents and aluminum-free. Secret.
NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms. On Sunday night and every night. NyQuil Severe, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
We get it. You had more important things to do. That's why the Black Friday sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. And for a limited time, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Buy one Doctor's Choice pillow and get the second free for only $69.99. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Black Friday super sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
When searching for your dream home, it's important to figure out what style of home you like. Victorian, cottage, Tudor. It's also important to protect your home and all the dreams that come with it. When looking for your dream home, keep in mind good things come in pairs, like dual sinks, Jonathan and me, and pairing your home and auto insurance, which can get you one step closer to achieving your dream. Pretty sure people call it bundling. Bundle your home and auto insurance and save up to 28%. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance.
Though the heavy snow is into northern Wisconsin as of right now, they're getting a very good, healthy amount of snowfall for the northern areas of Wisconsin. As we take a look, we are still seeing just some light snowfall into the northern areas of southern Wisconsin. Those northern counties, especially towards the Dells, is where we are looking at seeing that light snowfall really starting to develop for us as we're continuing throughout the rest of our morning. Now, as we can take a look heading into our current conditions right now, 32 degrees, still quiet even though it is breezy, bringing that wind chill to make it feel like it's 22 degrees outside, and we're going to be seeing gusty conditions throughout the course of the day as well. So be prepared for some windy conditions, and on top of it, it's going to be a little messy as we approach the afternoon as well. We're looking at that wintry mix to start off in about mid-morning, carry into the early afternoon hours. So it's going to be messy, it's going to be chilly, and it's going to be windy, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. We've been talking a lot about supply chain problems and the importance of shopping early if you want to get your holiday gifts on time. Well, one way to avoid any problems altogether is shopping locally. And there's an easy way to do that this weekend in Madison. Our Christina Laurie explains.
The Crafty Fair is a perfect place to pick up some gifts for your friends and family and feel really good about your purchase. After a year off, the Crafty Fair is back at the Goodman Community Center this weekend, giving small business owners a platform to sell and locals a place to shop. Rosie Hopbaker created the event in 2009, wanting to bring a different kind of craft show experience to Madison.
Nothing quite compares to in-person shopping. People get to really see the products and feel them and see the person who made them.
Like the farmers market vendors that sell on the square, every artist at the Crafty Fair makes everything you see on their tables.
The absolute best part about selling at events like this is meeting people.
Katie Stevens is one of the new artists at the fair.
I love interacting. I love the community, and we've really missed that.
She started her floral and paint business during the pandemic, so this is her first holiday season selling in person and seeing her customers' reactions.
Last week I sold something and it went home with someone who loved it as much as I did, and it just warms my heart.
The first Crafty Fair 12 years ago brought together 25 artists. This weekend, there are more than 100.
Just super grateful for the Madison community and how they come out and support us.
The Crafty Fair continues tomorrow here from 10 until 2 if you didn't make it out here today. Reporting in Madison 4 News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
Still ahead, how the Oregon School District is continuing its work towards sustainability. And you're looking live over the Capitol. Jillian's back with a look at our workweek forecast next on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get $100 on every new line. Call or go online.
RHD Plumbing presents their Titletown Winter Getaway Contest. Win a 2-night stay in Green Bay's Titletown, including food, drink, and entertainment gift cards. Visit the contest page on channel3000.com and enter today.
Spread the joy. Spread the fun. Spread the love. Happy holidays.
I'm attorney David Gruber. The holiday season is a time to cherish one another, to give thanks, spread cheer, and celebrate with all of our loved ones. Safe travels during this holiday season for my furry friend Buddy and all of us at Gruber Law Offices. Happy holidays, Wisconsin.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
There's a glitch in the Matrix, and Denny's is delivering for free. Get special glitchy freebies at Dennys.com, but free delivery won't last long. See you at Dennys.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
All right, folks, we're going to get right into it as we take a look at our advisories as of right now. We have a winter weather advisory for lots of the northern counties in northern Wisconsin and a winter storm warning for the Northwoods as well as we're continuing into our morning hours. And this is why we are looking at heavy bands of snow really impacting northern Wisconsin, but we can't even rule out some of the northern counties of southern Wisconsin, which are starting to develop some light snowfall as well, especially near the Dells as we're waking up this morning, but still just not a whole lot of development into the Madison or Dane County area, but there are some surrounding areas that are looking at some flurries as we are waking up this morning, and that is all thanks to the system. Even though that low pressure system is really set up mainly into the northern areas, which is bringing in to northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin heavier bands of snow, which is going to be looking at very healthy amounts of snowfall for them. But for us, we're going to be looking at precipitation to really be on the mixed side as we continue throughout the course of our late morning and into the afternoon. This is what we're going to be looking at. As we take a look into the mid-morning hours, we're looking at that mixture as the temperatures are starting to still be above the freezing level. We're going to be looking at light snowfall with mixture of some sleet, and then it's going to be transitioning itself into rain as we continue into the afternoon, and those temperatures push their way into those middle 30s and those upper 30s. Then we're looking to be quieting out as we head into the rest of this evening, but then we're looking at those winds to really start to factor in and bring in even more chill as we get ready to transition into our Monday. In terms of snow accumulations, we're not looking at much here in Dane County at all. However, all areas into the north are going to be looking at the snowfall to really be onto the healthier amount of seeing some accumulations. However, Juneau could be seeing about an inch of snowfall as everything is all said and done. For us, we're still going to be looking into the quiet side of things. 32 degrees as of right now here in Madison, but again, the winds are what we're going to be looking at as being the breezier side as we see those teens already waking up this morning. On top of it, it is really making that wind chill feel pretty frigid as we're waking up this morning. 22 degrees here in Madison with 24 degrees over into Platteville is what was making it feel like as of right now. Then we're going to be seeing gusts to also factor into our Sunday. Gusts will be hitting around 30 miles per hour, start to die down as we head into the later part of this afternoon. Then tonight, we're going to be looking at 30 and 40 miles per hour gusting winds as well. So as you're planning out the day, just know we're going to be looking at messy conditions, chilly conditions, and windy conditions. So be prepared for that throughout the course of the day. On top of that, for our commutes, we're looking at wet and windy conditions throughout the course of the day, especially as we get into the mid part of this afternoon. One other thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is once we get into the rest of the week, we're still looking at chances of seeing some more snowfall, especially from Tuesday heading into Thursday and potentially going into next weekend as well. One thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is what we're seeing throughout the next 10 days. Temperatures are going to be dropping Monday and Tuesday. Then we're going to be seeing just a tad of improvement heading into those 30s once again, but we are still looking at chances of seeing flurries, some mixtures, and potentially even some light snowfall heading into next weekend. One thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is this December-like feels and the December-like weather. Finally starting to see a bit more of that light snowfall, but just not enough of what we would love to see for Winter Wonderland, McKenna.
I was going to say we're getting a little bit, but I'm being greedy and I just want more. Not a whole snow dump, but just, you know, a little bit more to make it a little bit more festive out there.
Absolutely. Like 2-3 inches is all I would love.
That'd be perfect. All right. Thanks, Julian. The Oregon School District is celebrating a big step in its journey towards sustainability. As Anna Hansen shows us, it may be easy being green after all.
Forest Edge Elementary School is the first net zero energy school in Wisconsin, achieving net zero emissions using just solar panels and geothermal heat pumps.
We make about, this last year, 750 megawatts of energy, and we used about 730. So we had about a 20 megawatt surplus.
District Business Manager Andy Weiland says that even though it sounds complicated, the school's green technology is fairly simple.
We have lots of technologies that happen in this building, but for the most part, it's just solar and geothermal together that help us accomplish our goal.
The school is one of 29 local climate champions being honored for their commitment to Dane County's Climate Action Plan, a plan which aims to get Dane County carbon neutral by 2050 and cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030.
The technologies in the school are pretty simple, actually. They're not real difficult, and they've been around for decades.
Director of the county's Office for Energy and Climate Change, Kathy Kuntz, says she's proud of the school for taking initiative.
These are folks who are saving money, making a positive environmental impact, and creating local green jobs in the process.
She says strides can be made across the state, leading us all toward a smaller carbon footprint.
They use essentially 100% less fossil energy than a typical school in Wisconsin.
And if you think an elementary school running completely on green energy isn't possible, Weiland says think again.
There's some people that feel like a net zero is impossible type of thing for us to do here in Wisconsin. But it's not, and I think that's the story that we want to share.
In Fitchburg, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
We now know how some of the money from the $1 trillion infrastructure bill will be used in Wisconsin. The EPA says that $143 million is coming to the state for water projects in 2022. The money will go toward upgrading water infrastructure and address challenges like lead in drinking water, as well as other environmental issues that affect underserved communities. In Hawaii, the city of Honolulu has been forced to shut down its largest water source in Oahu due to contamination from a Navy well. Petroleum chemicals were detected in the drinking water supply for the joint Pearl Harbor-Hickam Air Force Base, which was shut down last weekend. Now there's concern the contamination could have spread to the Hollow Shaft, the largest source of portable water on the island of Oahu. The Hawaii congressional delegation is demanding that the Navy immediately identify, isolate, and fix the problem. If the Navy does not act fast enough, the U.S. representatives will urge the governor to formally request assistance from the Biden administration. The Navy is finding temporary lodging for service members and dependents, as well as civilians living in base housing affected by the tainted water. There's no timetable yet on how long it will take to fix the safety issue with the island's drinking water. Make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first, a look at the dogs whose job it is to sniff out truffles. We'll be right back.
Quinol turmeric supports healthy joints and inflammation response. Unlike regular turmeric, Quinol's superior absorption helps you get the full benefits of turmeric. Quinol, the better turmeric.
My retirement plan with Voya keeps me moving forward, even after paying for this. Love you, sweetheart. They guide me with achievable steps that give me confidence. This is my granddaughter. She's cute like her grandpa. Voya doesn't just help me get to retirement, they're with me all the way through it.
Come on, Grandpa.
Later. Got grandpa things to do.
Grandpas are the best. Well planned, well invested, well protected. Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
How powerful is an Invisalign smile? So powerful, you can face anything, even these faces. Invis is a powerful thing. Invis is the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors and more predictable. Invisalign.
If a physical or emotional condition keeps you from working, Social Security should pay disability benefits. Often it doesn't, and deserving people are denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't give up. In Wisconsin, we've turned thousands of disability denials into approvals. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 608-640-3868.
On the next Live Before, we'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society.
And we head to the movies with our film critic, Will Loper. We'll find out what to watch and what to skip.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now.
Finally, this morning, the hounds that sniff out truffles have a job that takes much more than their nose. Take a look.
Every day, in often secret locations around the globe, highly trained dogs head into the woods on the hunt for buried treasure, feeding a growing market worth billions of dollars. What they find, if you're lucky, can push already gourmet dishes into gastronomic heaven.
What is it about truffles? You know, I've spent the past 2 years trying to figure that out.
Rowan Jacobson's quest to unlock the mystery of the truffle took him across the Atlantic and back 4 times, as well as 9 states in Canada. His new book is Truffle Hound, on the trail of the world's most seductive scent, with dreamers, schemers, and some extraordinary dogs.
It's the strongest smell in the world, right in front of you, and then suddenly it's gone. It's so volatile. So it's like this intense memory has already passed by the time you've realized it.
Truffles are the fruiting body of a kind of fungus that grow on or near tree roots. They've been harvested for tens of thousands of years, originally with pigs, and eventually, once they discovered they were less likely to eat the truffles, dogs. They weren't truly cultivated and enjoyed en masse until a couple hundred years ago in Europe. Why the long obsession? Simple. It's in our DNA.
Smell is really interesting. It's the one of our 5 senses that kind of skips the higher consciousness part of the brain entirely and goes straight to where memory and emotions are processed.
Smell is the original sense, back to when we were single-celled organisms.
Exactly. Before we developed the other senses, smell was everything to us.
Let's go.
Okay, get.
We may love the smell of truffles while eating, but humans are not sophisticated enough to sniff them out underground. That's why you need the dog. Oh, he got it! One hunting team Jacobson writes about are Jerome Curion and Tofu.
Look at this one, tastes very good.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. Wow. Look at that puppy.
Okay, Tofu.
Curion's farm, 2 hours outside Montreal, Canada, is one of only 2 in the world currently growing a kind of truffle potentially poised to change the industry.
Oh, yeah, he got it.
Want to go for it? They are Appalachian truffles.
Wow. Okay, let's try again. Tofu.
It's amazing. Like, you can't even, I said it's gross, but great. It's amazing. I mean, there's nothing like it. These trees were planted when?
In 2010.
So these are 12 years old.
Yeah.
Truffles have always been in the wild. Farming them has been the challenge. It is a long-term, never guaranteed investment. People have been trying in North America for 20 years with limited success. The fruits of that labor are finally showing up. Good job, Tofu.
Good job, Tofu.
Hey. Do you think the truffle world is about to change dramatically in the U.S.?
Definitely. The U.S. has been behind the curve on truffles. I think the energy in the truffle world is coming to the U.S. right now.
Even though he's been trying to grow for more than a decade, Curion is still not quite ready to sell. If you want real truffles direct right now, not the synthetic chemical spray that's often added to things like truffle fries, you need to go to places like Sabatino, advertised as the largest truffle distributor in the world. The truffles first arrived from Europe here in Connecticut. What's taking place here right now?
So here essentially, we got this old batch and we're going through a sorting process where we sort them by size.
Vincent Janson is part of an operation that's been family run since 1911. When you're trying to tell if it's a good truffle, what are you doing?
So you're looking for a firm product. You don't want something that's too soft that gives in. When it gives in a bit too much, that means it's probably overripe. This one is very fresh. You can tell it's super firm.
How much are all these truffles worth right here?
This is about just shy of $80,000 worth retail value.
Prices for the best white truffles reach thousands of dollars a pound and are used at places like Zuma in New York City.
Oh, there goes. My kind of Christmas, eh? I know, yeah. Christmas came early this year.
Where Wagyu tataki with ponzu is finished with black winter truffle. Chitoru tartare with caviar is topped with white truffle. And a rice dessert with banana and truffle honey features chocolate and white truffles. Truffles are thought of as a very high-end luxury thing, are they?
They are, in that they're very expensive, and you tend to find them in really high-end restaurants. But I don't think they have to be.
Jacobson says you don't need much to make a great meal, just a few grams. And if you're determined to find them, you don't have to pay $100 for a plate of pasta at a fancy restaurant. For example, yeah, let's make breakfast. The decadent but easy earth-to-table meal that Curion and Jacobson whipped up for us on the farm.
Great thing about truffles is they couldn't be easier to use at home because you really just want to hit your warm food with them at the last minute, basically.
With truffles, as we witnessed, a little bit goes a long way.
Bon appetit.
Amazing. Wow. And with just a touch more time, nature's most amazing smell could be lighting up your senses sooner than you think. Am I going to be eating truffles on my burger in 20 years instead of ketchup?
I hope you're going to be eating truffles on your burger in 2 years. But 20 years, yeah, I'm pretty sure that maybe with the ketchup.
Yeah, I guess you can do them together.
Yeah, pretty good, actually.
And we're going to be closing out with some colder temperatures heading into the new work week. But until we get there, we are looking for a windy day for us and some wintry mix in our forecast. And we're going to be seeing a bit of a warm-up as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. But until then, folks, we got to get through the cold. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We will see you again later this evening.